Ooh, what's up, Internet? My name's Nerdy.
And I'm Clarus.
And this is A Secret Invasion.
Ooh.
That is... I don't even know if we'll release this publicly. Nobody's watching this show except us. And we can't post this publicly until after the strike is over. So
yeah, I have a feeling this is just going to be for patrons who are here to watch this. And I don't know if this is going to go on YouTube.
Is anyone even watching this on our Patreon? Let us know in the comments down below on Patreon. If you want that full interaction, go to patreon.com/nerdynightly. Maybe we'll just put this out on a Sunday night in 2025.
Oh my god. Throwback to unreleased reaction by Nerdy Nightly.
Honestly, that might be our entire content in 2024. The strike ends like December 31st at midnight, and then starting January 1st, it's just everything we watched in the second half of 2023. Along with One Piece and all the other things I'm watching now. Let's just dive right into this.
Let's go for it.
Sir, do you have clearance? Then stay outside.
You lost your job, dude. Sorry.
Yeah, that sucks. Yeah, sure.
Okay. I thought he was about to use the chair as a shield and go in there and do some shit.
Oh god, no.
I was like, what are you doing, Fury?
No.
But that was cool. Honestly, that was the best scene of the whole show so far. There was tone, there was pacing. Like, Nick Fury seems like fully in it.
Mm-hmm.
That was a good way to start a fucking episode.
You ordered Fury's death when you knew Varro would never do it. You had another chance to kill Fury today, and you didn't take it. Explain it to us.
Please. I would love to know what's going on.
Mm-hmm. And it makes me start to wonder, why should we...
Okay.
But none of you do. You're faceless. And you're nameless. And the only reason Fury was on that motorway.
This is good for morale.
Yeah.
So Gaia turned against you, and that guy, you had to kill that guy.
But that's the problem is now all that needs to happen is Gaia needs to come up and be like, hey guys, isn't he fucking crazy? You should come with me
He also
instead.
has like 12 operatives. I don't know. Gravik seemed so like in control in the first few episodes.
Yeah.
And
I'm like, oh
his
no, he's
plans
just unhinged.
don't really make any sense.
Yeah.
And if we don't get what we want?
Well, then we all do what we've prepared for. Sacrifice.
Where's the president? Damn people just giving out classified information. Lock this whole place down right now.
I wanted the show to be a scalpel, and it's a bit of a hammer.
Yeah, 100%.
The footage of you killing Maria Hill is gonna lead off every news program all across the hemisphere.
You didn't.
Oh, yeah. I did. I really, really did.
But you're also about to release evidence that there are a bunch of shape-shifting aliens.
That timing seems kind of strange.
Just like,
Consider this a preview, Nick. Because if you ever get within 100 yards of the president
Where did all
again...
these people come from?
Great question.
They were just waiting in the side rooms?
Like, Gravik, I'm coming for him.
Tell him yourself.
Wait, so are all of those people Skrulls?
No idea.
I'm just so confused. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I think it's supposed to be cool, but it's just kind of, it's so blunt. And Gravik is like, he's just kind of doing shit.
Yeah. Like, he doesn't seem like he's playing, like, 4D chess. It's like...
His plan is to start a war in the hopes that people die.
Well, but now his plan is, question mark.
Yes.
That they're going to leverage the Skrulls being there to get what they want, being a planet? Is that what they want? Or...
This show has the same relationship to its spycraft that She-Hulk had to its courtroom scenes.
Yeah.
Where, like, there's a lot that I liked about She-Hulk. The interpersonal stuff, the characters.
But the lawyer stuff
didn't work.
Yeah.
And this show has the same problem of, like, I like the characters a lot. I think the comedy of the show works. The acting all works. But Gravik is just kind of a generic bad guy at this point. And doesn't... Yeah. He's not behaving intelligently enough for me to buy him as an intellectual threat to Fury.
Yeah, they're very lucky they have these actors.
Yeah. Because, like...
Do you think...
New plan.
But do you think like Samuel L. Jackson, if he wasn't already Nick Fury, would like read a script for the show and be like, yeah? Because I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know. It's the whole show feels like the bad guys are just flying by the seat of their pants, and Nick Fury's the only person paying attention to it. Maybe that's what's weird about it. Is I'm like, where are other people?
Where is Olivia Colman?
Or Scarlett Johansson? Well, I guess she's dead.
She's dead. But like, there's other Avengers on Earth.
Yeah, but there's also like just a lot of government agencies that should be involved.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Politely asking the location of Dr. Rosa Dalton.
Have you lost your mind, woman?
I must inform you that the SIS has no official policy on killing Skrulls. So unless you want me to enact my personal preference right now, you should start talking.
It's almost like revealing that your allies are all shape-shifting aliens was a bad move, Gravik.
Yeah.
Once he's awake, I'll send confirmation of the strike.
Yeah. Because you know what happens if you don't, right?
Whoa! They know he has superpowers. That looked great, though.
Who wants it? Huh? Who else?
I'm nothing but a monster.
Wow, okay. I don't know. I don't get what the show's going for anymore.
I don't know. He just like killed all his operatives.
For being like, hey, why'd you kill that guy?
Well, no, to be fair, they did smash him with a hammer.
Oh, no, yeah, at that point. But it's not like he took a lot of effort to convince them that they should still work for him.
Yeah. Yeah, he's just kind of like entitled to...
Anything interesting about Gravik's kind of gone. Mm-hmm. He's just kind of become generically evil superpower guy. Mm-hmm. Who wants to start a generic war.
Collobsidian Floricolossus. But he took those because he couldn't find what he was looking for.
What was he looking for?
Something he called the Harvest.
Do you know what that is?
No, but if the Harvest is what is Nick Fury's DNA sample of all the Avengers, it's a weird name for it.
I think a more apt question would be, who would you like me to be? I'm staggeringly versatile. To give you a couple of examples, I'm very good at being your bestie. I'm also devilishly good at being not your bestie. It's really just a matter of taste. Cake or death.
No, my name's Victor.
No, of course you are. Nigel's the one with his silencer pressed against the base of your skull.
She is so good in this show.
I know. She's so good.
Yeah.
Well, Rose, it really is a lovely laboratory. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to torch it.
The casual Molotov cocktail was great.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't doubt you for a moment. The males in my species are very similar. If they're not busy gaslighting you, they're threatening you with murder. That's what all the podcasts are about.
That was fantastic. That was a great scene.
Yeah.
Well, this is going to go poorly. I love the art on her walls, though.
I know.
The set deck for Fury and his wife's house did such a good job.
Fantastic.
Fury said you could help me bury my father.
They're going to get attacked together, and they're going to have a great action sequence fighting.
God, I hope so.
Because Gravik sent his men to kill Priscilla, right?
A strike on Russian soil. That means World War III.
I would rather us face a war than extinction, and that's exactly what a Skrull invasion will mean.
I feel like there should be a certain amount of time should have to pass after the president wakes up before he's making world-changing decisions.
An Interpol red notice. Wow, they don't just give those out to anyone.
Oh, hey! It's the guy from Black Widow. That's fun. He was the, forger that they go to, who flies them around.
Yeah.
Try and get a nap. You seem a little grumpy.
I'm glad they brought him back. That's fun. I do like that Talos is getting a Jedi burial.
It's still weird to me that it's called burying someone when they're not being buried.
Fair.
The last thing I said to Fury before the snap was if you keep spending all your time chasing aliens, you might lose the one you married.
That's a good line.
Lots of privacy, lots of security, and lots of
Leather.
light. Here in my happiness than to meet them running down some dark alley.
Jesus Christ. Looking at the way she color-coded her books,
I
you
love
know
it.
she's on Book Talk.
Oh, I love it. I
You know
love
what I
it
mean?
so much.
Priscilla is fully... See, this is why I was like, why did she go to a bank to get a gun? You know in that house there's many guns.
Yeah, exactly.
I feel like I'm watching Mr. and Mrs. Smith again. I do love that Priscilla had a ongoing Oh, shit!
Oh, yeah, I guess guy has super strength, so.
And also super healing and tree powers, right?
Yeah.
I'm actually kind of surprised they didn't let her get shot and all of that.
Yeah.
Just narratively. Knowing that she can heal from it. Is that Nick Fury? What? What? Oh, okay. It's the stuff from Civil War.
Oh, okay.
Or Winter Soldier.
Right. I was like,
Off we go.
The one thing nobody can make look cool, no matter how cool they are, and Samuel Jackson is the coolest motherfucker, is put a seatbelt on. There's just no way to like awkwardly reach across your own body and like not look a little bit strange.
yeah.
Last I checked, Britain and the US were allies.
Well, last I checked, Rhodey is a Skrull.
What?
And you said I'd lost my touch.
But the harvest?
Nearly every Avenger spilled blood in the Battle of Earth. In the aftermath, some were sent in to collect that DNA.
In the aftermath?
The ability to blend in.
Oh, they sent Skrulls. Okay.
How do they know whose blood is who?
Collectors, led by
Gravik.
Gravik, yes, which is probably
Interesting. Okay. I mean, it makes sense, right? There would be people doing autopsies, like cleaning up and doing autopsies, and like collecting all that blood wouldn't be that hard. I think figuring out whose blood is whose and where it's mixed and whatnot would be the difficult part, but we can separate blood samples now.
All right.
Right?
Sure.
Like,
Fury, why haven't you called any of your special friends down?
we can't keep depending on these superheroes to swoop in and save our asses.
but Gravik has superpowers.
That ain't enough, then I don't know what hope we have.
Superheroes. That's pretty cool.
So let me clarify. You knew how dangerous this vial was, so swapped its location to protect it from Gravik, and now you're going to give it to him.
Exactly.
Because you don't want to call for help.
I'm sorry, that vial is the DNA of every Avenger?
I guess.
How the fuck does that work? Here you go, Gravik. Also, you need a machine to separate this out into different things, because if you just had every superpower, you'd be a disaster.
Yeah, that actually does sound like a nightmare.
Okay, that was pretty cool. I like him getting his eye patch as the equivalent of...
Leveling up?
No, just of him getting his super suit.
Yeah, I guess, yeah.
Is that the episode?
Is that it? I guess so.
Oh my god. God, I feel like we're just sitting here kind of shitting on it, but it's not like... It's not complex enough to be interesting. It's so, especially at this point, it's so simple that now it's like Fury and Gravik are gonna go have a final confrontation.
Yeah, like
stop the dumbest plan.
Yeah. I'm still a little bit hopeful that maybe there's an ace up a sleeve in the final episode and that there's like something interesting that happens. But I don't think that that's enough to like save everything else. Like at most for me, this is going to be fine.
I don't.
Which sucks because I love Emilia Clarke and I love everything that she does.
And here's the thing. I think she's great.
I know.
It's the weird thing of like, there's no performances in the show that I think are bad.
No.
Right? I think that someone who I don't think we've talked about enough is Rhodey. Oh my god, I'm blanking on his name right now. How the fuck am I blanking on his name right now?
I'm terrible with names, so I don't know.
The like fun, loving version of him that he kind of is bringing to Skrull Rhodey is so good. And like, I really do find his characterization interesting in this.
Yeah,
I think Kingsley Ben-Adir is doing a great job. Don Cheadle, thank God. Oh my god. I can't, that would have crushed me. But Kingsley Ben-Adir is, I hope that's his name. Fuck, I don't even trust my own brain right now. I think he is so interesting as Gravik. And what he is like bringing to the personality of that character is great.
Yeah, his acting is very good.
But everything Gravik's doing is so like...
The writing is like so mid that I truly don't believe any of these actors would have agreed to this script unless it had if it didn't have the Marvel name attached to it. You know what I mean?
I have to believe that there were like 4 more episodes to the show, that this was supposed to be 8 or 10 episodes, and they just cut it down to something
like
cheaper because of COVID.
Maybe.
Because the way this story is moving forward is the most bland version of like, we're gonna do this thing. Oh, that didn't work. We're gonna do this thing. Oh, that didn't work. Okay, change of plans. We're now gonna do this thing. Why? Because we need a war to happen. And I'm like, you guys are all shapeshifters. Like, Rhodey could just kill the president and become him. Like, why not? Like, at the point where Rhodey has access to the president all the time, the fact that they've kept up this charade, it doesn't seem to, because they've never really established what their plan is beyond we need to start any kind of World War III. The way they're going about doing that seems incredibly stupid considering the abilities that they have.
Yeah, and the abilities are kind of less interesting because they're not hamstrung in the way that, like, you know, there's other like properties that do shapeshifting, but like you don't just immediately gain access to all their memories, thoughts, feelings, and emotions from their entire lives.
Well, that's only the ones that are kept in the machines, though.
Sure, yeah, but like the fact that that is possible means that like, yeah, any of them could literally become the president, put him in the machine, have access to any information, classified or not, that like they could need, and that's just, yeah, less interesting to me than having the limitations on the shapeshifting.
Because like there's so many interesting questions this show could be asking, like how did they get Rhodey? How did they, when and where did they grab an Avenger?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, how did that happen? How did, you know, like, I understand that they want to hand wave away the powers and how Gravik got them because, like, it just already happened. But, like, how? How did he get away with that? When was that? Like, there are legitimately, like, interesting elements of the Skrulls' plans that have already happened.
Yeah, they kind of got glossed over.
That could have been the events of this show.
Yeah.
Instead of just, we're going to use the nuke to attack the plane. Oh, that didn't work. We're going to use helicopters to attack the car. Oh, that didn't work. We're going to have the president threaten to nuke a location in Russia that the Russians say is not with them. So, like, if the United States and Britain just sent the evidence to Russia, Russia would attack the facility for them.
Yeah, Russia would be like, what is this foreign entity on our, like, soil? And then they would deal with it?
Like, the plan, and the idea that if Fury turns over the vial with all of the Avengers' DNA in it...
Which then,
what
happens?
Don't need, because you could just turn it into computer data. Like, why is it a liquid? It doesn't need to be a liquid. You can just turn... Anyway, so we're then going to... If you give me the vial, I will stop the president, who isn't a Skrull and doesn't know that the person who gave this information to him is a Skrull, from how? Are you going to kill the president then? Like, how are you going to stop all this?
Hey, Fury, why don't you call in for help? Because this seems like a lot of people's lives are at stake. If I can't fix it, then what's the point?
Well, but if Gravik's idea here is, so Gravik says, if you bring me the harvest, I will stop all of this. But it's too late.
Well, yeah.
Like the humans know about the Skrulls now.
Yeah, like what is like Rhodey gonna do? Like clobber the president before he gives the order?
But even with that, Skrulls are now on TV.
Yeah.
And SIS knows about them, and we know that Olivia Colman, or Sonia, is not a Skrull and will happily murder Skrulls. Right?
Yeah.
We've seen her kill 2 in this episode. Gravik has already put in place a situation where the war is on the Skrulls through nothing but his own actions.
Yep.
Fury, it's not even Fury's fault that any of that happened. Like, all of this is Gravik's fault. And so he's like, I'm going to stop all this. But, like, there's nothing that he can do now as a character that could stop all of this.
Yeah. So, like, why give him the DNA?
Yeah, there's no point. Except to save those Skrulls. But there's no guarantee that you can even get there in time to do that.
Yeah, exactly. Like, he's already, like put this plan into motion. There's no, like, at least apparent to me, failsafe. Like, they can't be like, oh, just kidding, Mr. President, we were wrong, and those are not Skrulls. Like, I don't understand how they would get out of that one.
The only way out of this that could possibly undo this is if Doctor Strange cast the same spell that he cast in No Way Home, and all of Earth forgot about the Skrulls. Like, that is because of Gravik's actions here, because he had Talos on national television in his Skrull form, the only option here is we have to make everybody forget, because too many people know about the Skrulls now, and people who are happy to kill them. Like, also, it just doesn't. There's no way out of this for him now.
Makes sense to keep going the way I'm going.
Know if you'll be coming back?
All right, I'll let you go now.
You don't have to if you don't want to, darling.
She's great.
I know.
She's really, really great.
Mm-hmm.
Did they not see through the window?
I guess not.
Don't Skrulls have enhanced vision? There wasn't even like a dummy in there. There was just nothing.
Yeah.
Why did that work?
I don't know. They should have tinted the windows.
Literally anything. Stop. Hey, there's nobody in that car.
That's weird.
Maybe we should look around. I don't know. The dumbest fucking guards in the world.
Which is present the President of the United States with his options for a military response to Russia.
It's a good argument.
I wonder who's gonna notice that, like, Rhodey is acting weird.
Mm-hmm.
Gravik murdered
Did he
his
kill
own people.
Everybody?
Well, he killed all the people that were in that room that tried to oppose him, yeah. Did I miss something? When did he get a cold?
No, it's the radiation.
From here.
Remember, the reason they live here is because humans can't go here because it's so irradiated.
Oh, yeah, okay. Sorry, I was just very confused.
If Fury just dies
of
radiation at the end of this?
Ballsy.
Wait, no, isn't Fury in the Marvels?
Yeah, he is.
Fuck.
Why are we concerned about Fury? We got enough security for him.
For what? Target practice? Fury's lost it. He wants Ritson stopped before the bomb is launched. Move the president now.
God, she's the best.
I know.
She might be the, runaway winner of this show.
Oh, yeah.
I don't,
Yes.
I'm not sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I don't love the show, but, I love every scene she's in.
Yeah.
Where is everybody? Locked away.
I guess I just didn't realize radiation poisoning was so fast.
Yeah.
We're taking you to safety, Mr. President. Hey, we're moving the president upstairs.
What about the rest of the men, sir?
Tell them to start hunting.
Copy that.
If Olivia Colman single-handedly takes out the entire Secret Service, I'd buy it.
I'd buy it.
Huh? This face. This was the first human I killed. I killed him because you told me to. Oh, wow.
Oh.
I killed him, and I killed so many more. And everyone I killed took a little piece out of my heart.
You're not the only one.
No, but I am the only one brave enough to admit it.
The species you spent your entire adult life defending, they were condemned to die the day I realized you weren't a man of your word.
What a performance.
You really should have kept your promise.
You're right.
That was fucking great.
I've decided to give you what you want.
In exchange for what?
That you take it, take your powers, go to some other planet, wipe out some other species. I don't give a damn. Call off the strike and save your people.
Oh.
What's the actual thing Fury's going for? Because you know Fury's not about to set up another planet to die.
Yeah.
Need a gun. Give me your gun, goddammit.
Why is this guy still working? You have a broken arm.
Yeah. Aren't there standbys?
Yes. There would be a whole detail. The guy closest to the president in an emergency situation should not have one arm.
Yeah.
Working arm, right? Like, come on. Hulk? Great.
How does a computer recognize their DNA by naming them?
That is such a good question.
Sonia, I don't know what it is you think you're doing, but if
No
you don't...
buts. Just yours back into the hallway. Go on.
Did she actually take out everybody?
I think so. Yeah.
God damn. That was the most Nick Fury shit on the show, and it wasn't even Nick Fury.
Wasn't even Nick.
Wait, are they turning Nick Fury into an Avenger?
I guess so. Why does he look so surprised?
You kept him in the machine.
What did you think was gonna happen?
What? Wait, so now Nick Fury is the Super Skrull? Oh, shit.
Oh, okay.
Okay, that makes more sense.
What the fuck? That's the... Okay. Okay, so Nick Fury did do the Nick Fury shit. Okay.
Fun.
I was about to be, like, really mad.
Very fun.
My father.
Interesting. Guy does a great Nick Fury.
Yeah. Yeah. Great impression.
You're weak.
Drax's arm?
I'm sorry, that looks so weird. What the fuck?
How do they know which powers to use?
I don't know. It took She-Hulk forever to figure it out. I mean, well, it took like a weekend at the cottage, I guess.
Wow. Isn't this exactly what the She-Hulk finale was making fun of? Oh, shit.
You nuked that, you nuked them.
Please tell me this isn't true.
Are you listening to this insanity? Of course it isn't true.
There's a way to find out. And you know Olivia Colman's gonna do that.
Why do they need to like grow different arms in order to have people's powers? The CGI-ness of this is kind of fun, but
like logically I'm like, why?
Sleep.
How would they know how any of this works?
I don't know. The same way the computer read the writing on the DNA.
Why would you turn on any power but Captain Marvel's?
Just like them.
Don't walk away. He can heal.
Maybe not, I guess. Oh, shit!
Jesus, somebody give me the phone.
She was fucking ready.
Ready.
I wonder if Rhodes wasn't using the War Machine armor, Skrull Rhodes, because like genetically it wouldn't have worked for her. Because the War Machine armor Tony set it up so it only works for Rhodey,
but
right?
Don't they make them genetically into these humans? Like that's how you can't only.
But I feel like Tony might,
right?
like if Tony had built in a way that like the War Machine armor wouldn't work for anyone else. Hey!
Back. No, I just mean otherwise then a doctor would be able to like take a sample and determine if you were a Skrull or an impersonator or an impersonator or not.
For a long time.
Oh yeah, he doesn't have his braces. He can't walk. Mm-hmm. Wow. It's a good thing Gravik conveniently killed all of his own people the previous episode so that they don't have to deal with it.
That is why tonight I'm presenting to Congress for immediate emergency authorization a bill that designates all off-world born species enemy combatants. We know who you are, and we will kill every last one of you.
Wow. All aliens? All right.
If you can find a way to forgive me, you know where to find me.
Put a lot of effort into that one.
Nick Fury needs the most therapy.
Yeah, truly.
Emilia Clarke just became the strongest Avenger.
Yeah.
You'll need resources to fight this war that Ritson has launched on your people, and I can give them to you.
What?
I will use you, and you will use me, and together we'll make this planet safe for both our people.
Wait.
I thought she hated Skrulls.
No, she just hates the ones that are trying to kill humans, which I respect that. Now the Skrulls are going to war with the US of A?
This is how the enemy got so good.
You took a bad situation and made it worse. But we have to act now. Kill off the Skrulls who still want to help us. Now you got dumbass vigilantes killing innocent humans too.
What the fuck is the end of this show? Is that the end? That feels like a more interesting plot than the show we just watched. That's a really cool lighting effect.
Mm-hmm.
Please, come with me.
I just wanted to tell you that I love you. As I am.
That's very sweet.
Mm-hmm.
Well done. Was it ever established that she was a diplomat?
I don't think so.
She was working with Gravik enough that he thought that he could send her to kill Fury.
But also, like, we never saw her, like, her work. We just saw her in that house.
She mostly just
growing
guarded.
plants. Yeah.
I wasn't convinced she had a job.
Me neither. Cool.
Wow, what a weird ending to a show. I like legitimately don't know what the fucking point of this show is. And like there's so many weird things now. The president saying any people born off-world are now enemy combatants is insane.
Yeah, I'm like, okay, well,
what are you gonna
Thor?
Are you gonna go fight Valkyrie? Like,
yeah, good luck.
There's an entire cruise ship industry built around fucking New Asgard, and what? America's gonna blow that up?
I guess so.
These people, like these people went to the Battle of Earth and fought for Earth, and like. God, the writing on this show is just so fucking weird.
Yeah.
It is so... This was... Wow.
It's messy.
And, like, you literally... The last show before this... And, look, I don't love the She-Hulk finale. I've said it.
No,
I could... We can have that debate another time. But the She-Hulk finale literally made fun of exactly what this episode was.
Yep. Yep. Just a CGI fight with two people who, like, got a bunch of powers and, I don't know, one
but,
beat
like,
the other more than...
Why didn't they even try to explain how that worked? Like, they didn't even attempt to explain how you could have the Hulk's powers and get run through like that.
I don't...
You know what I mean?
We've
like, there's
already established that they have super healing powers.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So that went out the window for plot convenience. So that the show could wrap up.
Like, you both have Captain Marvel. Why would you turn that off?
I don't know.
To be like, I'm gonna have an ice hand, and it's like you have the powers of a woman who could fight Thanos hand to hand, and you switch to ice hand. Like, and then when she pulls out Mantis,
like, sorry Drax, but like,
how do you like know how that works?
I have no idea.
It was just like big dumb CGI fight for no reason. And then Gravik is just dead. Like there's no conclusion to Gravik's story.
No, and they don't even really have a final moment, and the sound mixing in it was like really weird. Like his like last like their last words were like kind of like nothing burgers that were really quiet because they had, I guess, no better ideas for how to conclude this sequence.
I don't want to be all negative. I do want to say really, really great twist.
Great twist.
The Sonya Nick in the hospital and it's Gaia at the radiation factory. That twist is phenomenal.
It's great. And we you know what we should have known? You were like, wow, there's Nick Fury stuff. Like, it's not even Nick Fury. That's so weird. You know, like, that writing was good. There were clues there. Like, the show was leading us in that direction, but not, like, by the nose. Like, it was, like, really cool.
Then everything after the twist is
I'm
insane.
trying not to think about it. But in that moment, I was enjoying the show, where it was Gaia. And I was like, oh, shit.
Yeah.
I'm going to forget about everything else. But, like, that moment and the scene with Gravik was fucking incredible. Like,
okay,
the reveal that it's the first person that he killed because Nick told him to, like...
Gravik is another in a line of Marvel casting actors who are legitimately wonderful.
Yes.
And we saw Barbie. He is so good in that too, and so different from this. I'm so excited. He's doing a Bob Marley biopic. I think it's a Bob Marley biopic. I'm now so excited for that because I'm so excited to see him because I think that he is wonderful.
Yeah.
He is as a villain, as cookie cutter and bland a villain as any of the Marvel villains are.
Yeah.
He is like Malekith level. What he just wants to destroy the world plot stuff.
Acting level was so far beyond the stuff he was given. It's wild.
And that's why he's Malekith level, right? Chris Eccleston is a phenomenal actor.
Yeah.
He's a truly brilliant, phenomenal actor who's absolutely wasted in that role. And I think that like fucking bring this back as Kang. Have him back as Kang. Guys, I don't think John Majors is gonna be the guy. And like he's so good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
Olivia Colman, fantastic. Just like...
Oh, she's so good.
So, like, beyond what this show deserved.
Don Cheadle. Don Cheadle was great in this episode as Skrull Rhodey, right?
Yeah.
Don Cheadle brought it. There's so much to love about the performances in the show, and the actors are all so good.
Yeah.
And the twist of this episode, legitimately great. I fucking loved that.
Yeah, fantastic.
It's only once the twist was in service of, and now we get to have a CGI fight that just doesn't make any sense.
Yep. I have a question that's like kind of cool to get away from like the just being upset about because I don't think it was good. Interesting question. Do you think Nick Fury recognizes the face that Gravik uses? Like the actual Nick Fury. Because obviously Gaia,
100%.
Gaia wouldn't, but I think Nick Fury does.
Yeah, no, I think that was the moment where Gravik should have figured it out.
Yeah.
Because there's no way Nick Fury doesn't, especially because Gravik has been using that face for so long.
Mm-hmm.
There's no way that Nick Fury hasn't looked into whose human face that is.
Yeah, that was really interesting.
And I think that's where Gravik fucked up in that interaction, was not realizing that was the clue. That was the one thing Guy could have fucked up on.
Mm-hmm. Without knowing, right?
Yeah, because she wouldn't have known.
Yeah. Yeah. Everything else, not good.
It's also
I'm not gonna rewatch this. I'm genuinely could not be bothered. But
I think I have two big things that I'm disappointed in the show in.
Okay.
The first is not allowing Gravik and Fury to have an actual final moment together. Kind of makes it all kind of pointless.
Yeah.
And two, the fact that Fury leaves these Skrulls to all die, and he just is leaving because the Marvels is coming out in November, is the weakness of the MCU right now in trying to have these very disparate threads going on and not tie. And by having these interconnected things, so much of the early Marvel stuff was like, oh, why isn't Thor there to help? And it's like, it doesn't really matter, whatever. Because it was very centered on this character's movie.
Yeah, but this movie is kind of about Captain Marvel.
But this movie not only is kind of about Captain Marvel, but also sets up very huge stakes for this Skrull storyline that can't come back for a long time.
Yeah.
But we know Nick Fury is going to be, when we see Nick Fury next, he's going to be on Saber talking to Kamala Khan in space, or Photon in space, or whoever he's talking to.
Yeah.
Kind of making jokes.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dude, there are Skrulls getting murdered on Earth right now. And it feels like that needs to get taken care of before we can move on to whatever the Marvels is.
And the problem is that movie tonally seems more like a happy-go-lucky fun kind of vibe.
Yeah.
And so knowing all this is going on at the same time is going to be really fucked up.
This didn't end this plot. It left it open, but Nick Fury had to walk out of it still.
Yeah, to
even
go
though
do something else.
It seems wildly irresponsible for him to leave.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of worried that those peace talks, that when Captain Marvel starts, this Skrull issue will have just been handled.
I know.
Because it had to be.
And like you said, that's the more interesting plot line, and I just can't believe that this is what they went with instead.
The President of the United States declaring war on Skrulls is so much more interesting than
on
Gravik
aliens.
Desperately tries to kill the president for 5 episodes and fails, and then
not just Skrulls,
dies.
aliens, anybody who wasn't born here.
Yeah.
Sorry, Star-Lord, fuck you.
Star-Lord was born here.
I guess he was born here,
He was born in Iowa?
Wasn't raised here, but
he was until he was 10, He was picked up.
I thought he was younger when he got picked up. But
maybe 8. He's old enough that he's
sure,
he's old enough that he's his parents, he has his own Walkman. You know what I mean? It's not like he's
No, you're right. That's fair. I just,
he's old enough to remember the culture of Earth.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So he's got to be at least 10 or 11.
Mm-hmm.
He was old enough to go to an arcade and know what music, Earth music is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But yeah, one good twist does not a good show make. And I think that the twist was great. The twist was great, but that was such a dumb finale.
Also, I don't love that Olivia Colman meets up with Gaia.
Yeah.
And shows this room with a bunch of humans who are being used as Skrull avatars, I guess. Right?
I don't know if that's a Skrull room because it's a different machine.
But didn't they show that room in the trailer?
Yeah, that was in the trailer.
Why?
Because it's the end of the show. That's the thing to do now, is to show your final shot in the trailers.
Why?
I don't know, but it's become a fucking thing. Venom did it with the final shot of Venom 2 was in the trailers. It's Dan Murrell did a great bit. I think it was Dan Murrell did a great video about it, being stop showing the final shots of movies and trailers. Yeah.
It's how you spoil Eternals.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I mean, it wasn't the final, but it doesn't matter. I was
But no, I agree with you. The Eternals trailers were bad for that.
Oh, yeah. Terrible for that.
I don't know. In the trailers, it didn't come across in a way that I felt like the moment was spoiled. I'm confused about it because...
No, but it didn't come up until the very end here.
But who's running that? It feels like this show was 6 episodes to set up a much bigger show that isn't coming.
Yeah.
And so that's what I'm confused about. Unless the Captain America movie is Brave New World is about this. But then if you're going to do that, why not have Sam in this show? You know what I mean? Like, or is Armor Wars going to be about Skrulls? Like, this show didn't do what Secret Invasion did, the comic. And it sets up a lot of questions in terms of the MCU moving forward, but we're not getting an answer. Like, the next MCU projects are going to be Loki, which isn't going to deal with this. No. The Marvels, which absolutely should deal with this, but tonally fucking can't.
It won't, yeah.
And then next year is Deadpool 3. Like, we're not going to come back to Skrulls, and now with the writers-actor strike, we're not going to come back to this plot, which...
They're going to forget about it.
It feels like we just got to the inciting incident of something really cool.
Yeah, no, they're going to forget about it. This is going to be like, oh yeah, remember when we did that? It's solved, don't worry about it.
And this show is flopping. Like, no one is watching this, right? So from a number standpoint, it might be smarter for Marvel to
be like, that didn't happen.
Forget about and just move on.
Yeah, because now they have Gaia who exists in this world.
Who is every power.
Yeah.
but can only use them if one of her limbs is
But also, if she gets, like, hit in the stomach too hard, she'll die.
Yeah, it was...
Gravik just like, oh no, there's a hole in my stomach. Guess I can't heal that one. Oopsie.
It was just the laziest use of the concept of the Super Skrull ultimately, and that's so sad to me.
Yeah.
Because, like, the Super Skrull's great in Fantastic Four, and it's a fun thing, and the 4 powers of the Fantastic Four are a fun thing for the Super Skrull to have.
Yeah.
But once you go, he has all of them, but he can only use them one at a time.
Yeah.
But even that would be cool if you could only use them one at a time. But the problem is that if you're going to have a character who can only use one power at a time, one of those powers can't be Captain Marvel, because why would you use any other power? It's like, it is like someone getting into a fight with the Justice League powers and not being Superman.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Be like, I'm going to be Superman for a second, but then I'm going to switch to Batman. And you're like, why?
Why? He doesn't
be Superman the whole time.
Yeah, no, I know.
And like, that's kind of what that fight became, was like 2 idiots not doing what they, like, but also using the powers well and understand what they did. If it was if they got all the powers and then it seemed like it was clunky and didn't know what was happening.
Like, if they got overwhelmed, if they had to figure it out and they were trying to figure out what they were doing while also fighting one another, that would be infinitely more interesting than them just beating the shit out of each other with different CGI arms.
But Gravik, like, turned on the telepath, not Calypsidian, that's the big guy. Oh my god.
I don't know.
From Thanos, one of Thanos' 4 horsemen. Turned on his arm and then immediately understood how the telepathy worked.
Yeah.
So it was very clear that these 2 fighters were mostly switching between strong arms, which I thought was kind of random. Just use the Hulk; it's the best one. But they were switching between powers and immediately understanding what those powers did. Mm-hmm. So if they know what all these powers do and they can use them, why would you go from the strongest thing you have to anything else?
Yeah.
It's like, and I get it. It's like, oh, it's a CGI fight, but like all of these things are CGI fights, so they have to be more than that.
Yeah.
I was really hoping that the president was going to figure out Rhodes was a Skrull because he was going to slip up, not because Fury was just going to shoot him.
I was hoping the president was a Skrull and like worked for Gravik. I'm sorry.
Gavin.
He
works for Gavin.
And like worked for Gravik, and like this was like actually part of the plan.
Mm-hmm.
Like a contingency thing. But no, the president's just an asshole, and humans suck.
The other thing I find weird is that this show made Gaia's mom, Gravik killed Gaia's mom, such a big plot point.
Inconsequential.
But but there was no proof.
True.
Like, Talos told her that Gravik killed her mom.
Yeah.
Which is and then she just is like...
flips.
Okay, I believe you.
Yeah. And we don't even get to see that.
And there's no evidence of that.
I know.
Yeah.
She doesn't talk to him about it. There's literally no...
It would have been... The final fight between them would have worked more for me if she had not immediately trusted her father, but, like, done the bombing at the end of the episode, and then found out the next episode that it was true, and then she was like, oh, I fucked up. Right? Because then you would have had, instead of like this weird, like, I don't know what side I'm on, but I definitely believe my dad thing.
Yeah.
Having her like come to the realization that what he said was true after she called him a liar would have been really interesting and set up the final fight better.
Yeah.
But as is, she's like, you killed my mom. Maybe. My dad told me that that's what happened.
Yeah.
And I believe him because he's dead now.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't know. I don't know. I didn't like it.
Gravik was so willing to kill all of his own Skrulls, but not willing to kill Nick Fury every chance that he had.
Oh, yeah,
I just don't get it. I don't
get it. I don't get it.
Wow.
Cool.
If you like
this may not go on YouTube. But
subscribe to the channel.
Just
or
in
don't.
case, yeah. Yeah.
Maybe Loki season 2 will be better.
I hope so.
You know what I'd miss? Hawkeye. Hawkeye was fun.
Sure.
You know what I mean? It wasn't the greatest thing ever, but it was just a TV show that was like fun to watch.
You know what I miss? Ant-Man 1.
The first one. I liked Ant-Man 2. I like.
It's good. It's not
like
quite as good, but yeah. God.
I love Lawrence Fishburne in that fucking movie.
Anyways, follow us or don't, and do something nerdy.
God, the Marvels is gonna be weird.
It's gonna be weird.
Yeah. I'm at Nerdy Nightly.
I'm at Colaris Polaris.
The algorithm goddess of this episode is not Emilia Clarke.
No.
Because she's an actual goddess now. She's got all the fucking superpowers. No, it's Olivia Colman, who I think will go down as the reason to watch the show.
Sure.
I think that if someone was like,
reason.
should I watch Secret Invasion? I think that I would legitimately say, look, it's not great.
I would say watch Broadchurch.
No, but I would say it's not great. But if you want to see Olivia Colman fucking shine, and honestly, if you're like, I don't know if Kingsley Ben-Adir is a good actor. I think the best sign of a really talented actor is when they are still phenomenal when the material doesn't really work.
Yeah, that's fair.
And he is phenomenal in this. I as much as Gravik is not a good villain to me, because he's so generic.
Why? Yeah.
The thing that is interesting about Gravik, all of the things that are interesting about him are brought by Kingsley Ben-Adir in a performance that I think is so elevated above the material that it almost hurts the material more because I'm more disappointed that it doesn't live up to the performance that he gives.
Yeah.
But that fucking monologue in this episode,
great.
We didn't talk about it in the post speech, but that fucking monologue was phenomenal.
I brought it up.
Did you? Okay, I did not.
Yeah.
That monologue was perfectly delivered.
Yeah.
It was big and bombastic in a way that is so hard to pull off on television, and yet it just had the right amount of restraint to just nail it.
Yeah.
And having seen him in Barbie now and seen him in this, I'm so excited to see that he's having this moment where he's becoming popular because he is great. Yeah. He's very talented, and he's making interesting choices with his projects. This one maybe not my favorite, but he is someone who I'm so excited to see the follow-up to all this from because he deserved better than this, and he was really good.
Yeah. I understand why he took it though. I would have read this script and been like, okay, this character I can show off in here, even if maybe I don't think the script is.
I don't think you read the script though.
Maybe.
And I think that this is the thing with Marvel is they call and they say, here's $5 million.
Come be in, yeah.
But we're not going to tell you what the project is, and because that's what these actors keep saying is they're like, I didn't get a script until after we started shooting. And
that's so crazy, and that's why
you have a lot of actors signing up, not knowing what they're signing up for.
That's why the studios rejected that policy of providing any information of what you're auditioning for.
SAG literally was like, could you provide just the tone of this series? And nope. The AMPTP was like, no. We will tell you nothing what you're auditioning for.
Is it a period piece? Nope. Reject it. We're not going to tell you anything. Do I need to be able to do an accent? No, we're not going to tell you. Fuck you. I'm like, okay.
I auditioned for that. I remember auditioning for an episode of Star Trek.
Yeah.
I can't talk about it, obviously, but this was a couple years ago. And the script said that it was for a rom-com. And I was reading it and I was like...
It's this is not a rom-com.
This is Star Trek. I know this is Star Trek.
Yeah.
We're on the bridge. It's a weird thing where all these studios are trying to be so secretive. But for the actors, it's so hard. It's so hard to audition for your shit if we don't know what your shit is.
Yeah.
Anyway, I don't want to keep complaining.
You're right. Do something nerdy tonight.
Bye.